It's a long time since we spoke to you, we know, but this is another episode of Talking Mojo, where in the next few minutes you're going to learn a lot about how to use mobile technology to craft stories. That's exactly what Mikey's been doing. He's been traveling the country for the last few months, teaching people how to get the best. Well, yeah, it's out of iPhones and tripods and wireless microphones and lighting and ND filters. And I think the results are particularly impressive. You're going to see some of those results.
To be able to go out, capture a story with video and sound, and be able to send it back to anywhere in the country, all off one device, is absolutely fantastic. It's revolutionary. So we've been around everywhere. And you know what? We've had all walks of life. So we've had people who have never picked up a camera before. We've had experienced cameramen, and we've had self-shooting journalists, all able to, grasp it with both hands. And the stories they've been telling are sort of magnificent. So,
well, tell you what, shall we look at some clips? Let's look at some clips.
Absolutely.
And get your take on the good, the bad, the indifferent. This first set of clips you specifically requested we kind of put together. So we'll pause, we'll watch them, and then we'll come back in a second.
I watched CCTV. I watched him fall to the floor. I watched him struggle for life. I had an awful lot of anger after Christopher's murder, and I wanted to try and show the younger people that if you channel your anger in the right way, you can get a positive out of a very, very negative situation.
And when we arrived in Windermere, it was like out of hell into paradise. It's wonderful. It's not only the golf, it's the friendship. And people take me for what I am.
Look straight down my lens. I shoot in black and white because I'm very conscious of the great social photographers that have gone before me. That style in black and white, gritty, heroic, not a sense of being downtrodden, of being lost, but of being resilient and strong. Show him the picture.
He's a good man. He cheers up with a picture.
All the clips you're seeing, of course, are copyright BBC, and we're pleased that we're able to use these clips. Mike, what do you feel was demonstrated in that trio there?
Yeah, so what we wanted to show you with those clips there was the intimacy of these devices. So they were very personal, touching stories. The first one about the knife crime, the son who was killed, and she's able to open up to us and tell her story in quite a personal way without feeling overwhelmed with all the big TV cameras.
The lighting is the same techniques, isn't it? You're sitting someone in a space, you're looking at their surroundings, and then you're lighting it suitably. And those techniques are exactly the same no matter what gear you're using, yeah?
Well, it's all about the techniques, the traditional filmmaking techniques and skills that people, build on over the years of telling stories. So all these stories were told by, professionals, camera crews and journalists. They've all had the basic fundamental training and all the skills that they've acquired over the years to be able to be proficient in using those techniques. In fact, we spoke to Cassius Rayner, didn't we, last time? It seems so long ago because I've been busy since we've last done a podcast. But basically, Cassius talks about it in our last video, where it's all about those fundamental techniques, and without those, you can't just grab one of these cameras. You can, but it won't look as polished or as crafted as with experience. So yeah, those videos were just a really nice example of intimacy and being able to engage closely with the subject matters in each story. So yeah.
Tell you what, we'll talk a bit more about the gear, and we'll put a slide up towards the end listing the equipment that is in the kit for the journalists who produced the pieces that you're seeing on this YouTube video. Let's look at our next clip.
Rockets fired straight at us.
Got your windows up? Yeah.
Repeatedly.
I had about a minute of somebody actually listening to me before all hell broke loose, and we had rockets fired at us from all angles.
How does it make you feel that people treat the emergency services like that?
It's sickening, really. You know, we could have got serious injuries there, rockets fired at us. You know, some of them were aimed at me getting off the fire engine.
So what strikes me about that clip particularly is how liberating it is if you are a news reporter. Again, you know, you're in a place where space is tight in the back of a fire engine, and it's kind of you and your mobile phone and maybe a little bit of microphone, small-scale microphone gear, got a great shot of fireworks being fired at the firefighters, which you probably wouldn't otherwise have captured.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key thing here is having filmed this type of activity before. You know, we've been given access to go out with the fire brigade. In this case, it was over in Manchester in the UK. They went out with the fire brigade. It's very, you know, it's pressurizing. You want to capture everything. You want to stay safe. Often with the bigger cameras, you're making sure you've double checked everything. You've got the microphones ready, and you've got the space to be able to swing the big camera around. And as smaller, more compact camcorders came about, we'd favour taking those out, and either now, you know, you'd maybe take a DSLR out, but the mobile phone for this was absolutely perfect. It was low key, lightweight, very easy to use. After the training that we've provided to the journalists, they're able to be confident being in a pressurized situation with microphones, and the top light was used in this shoot as well. So they're able to be lightweight, nimble, get the shots that they need to get. Limitations with these devices are zooming all the way in and zooming all the way out. There's a few things, as we've spoke about in the past, shooting in 4K that you can help achieve those varying shots. However, for this story, it was not needed. So I think the key thing here is lightweight, easy to use, portable bits of kit that can go anywhere, and the journalists are very comfortable with operating them in that situation. And also when you're out with the fire brigade in the public domain, you don't draw too much attention to you because you've got a smaller, lightweight kit. And of course, you know, it comes on the shoulder pod grid with the light and the top mic and everything. It can seem quite hefty. However, you can scale it down, and that's what we teach the journalists. You don't always have to go out with everything on. You can just go out with just the phone.
All right, let's look at our next clip.
Drilling into the teeth, the specialist vet then uses a file to scrape clean the root canal.
A lot of the equipment that's being used today is very similar to what you'd find in a normal dentist. This is a root canal file that they'd use in a human mouth. Today, they're using this size file.
For nearly 3 hours, the vet and his team worked on Mo's teeth, and all involved were pleased with the outcome.
Let's talk a little bit about the audio capture devices you're using. I mean, the sound of the drill there went right through me. What is the gear that the journalists are using to pick up sound?
Yeah, so we have a Rode NTG video mic. We use this as a top mic. Traditionally on cameras we would have a top mic, so this can capture just general atmos, roughly pointing in the direction that the lens is looking at. They're a directional microphone, so they kind of pick out where they're pointing to be able to listen to those shots in the distance there. But they're also fantastic vocal mics. I'm actually using one for this podcast now, Karl, on top of my iPhone XS Max here. Then we have radio mics. So we're using Rode again, Rode Wireless Go. There's a 2 transmitter kit. Wireless Go 2, and basically one receiver which receives 2 channels of audio, and we're putting it into Filmic Pro in the phone. This is the software that we use to capture the footage, and within Filmic Pro it comes through as channel 1 and channel 2, or left and right audio, so we're able to separate them in the edit.
Okay, let's look at our next clip.
And this is the kind of disturbance the project's trying to stop. This jet skier is breaking all the rules about speed and proximity to breeding birds.
So any recreational vessel between 100 metres and 300 metres shouldn't be producing a wake. Anything closer to 100 metres runs a risk of disturbing the seabirds.
Mikey, that clip there at the very beginning of the jet skier going too fast, somebody might look at that and say, oh, that's a bit of a ropey video clip. But this is a real example of where, for the purposes of news, it is the content of the video that is so much more important than perhaps the craft or the production values. What's your view?
Yeah, so I think there are often times where if you're the only person capturing an event, then obviously you capture it with what you've got. You've always got a phone on you, so capture it with the phone. This video of the jet ski, I think, was from the police, or it coming from a third party to.
So actually, it wasn't the reporter that was capturing that anyway.
But I think it was it looked like a mobile phone footage. But actually, no one really bothered about that. I think that went on the BBC Breakfast channels as on the BBC Breakfast output as well. So that story was all about being able to be portable, lightweight, on a boat. They went off on the boat and be interviewing on the boat, pieces to camera. It was very easy to just operate, and also if it all goes overboard, it's very, very cheap to replace.
So, Mike, I know you're a big fan of LumaFusion, and you've used Luma on an iPad particularly to edit material filmed on iPhones. But, what are the journalists here? What are they doing? Are they taking this iPhone footage and are they transferring it to PCs or Macs? What is the workflow?
We have various applications software within the BBC, which sends material back from the phone. So you've finished your shoot, you want to send it anywhere in the BBC, you can just use the software that we have. So we send that to let's take method 1, finish the shoot. You select all the clips that you're going to use, and you send it back to the studios that you're based at, or you're going to be doing the editing in, and you press send, and everything starts to upload, and the phone can be turned off, not turned off, but the screen can be off, and it can be back in your bag, or in your glove box, and you can just drive back to the studio. And while you're driving back, it's all being sent to the studio. So when you arrive back at base, you can go into the edit facilities there, and it's all on the system, and you can just start editing it. Now, if you're too far away, or it's too, it's not great for the environment driving around. So we often will edit on location to save on fuel costs and environmental impact. So we will edit on location. And we typically could edit on Macs with FCPX. So that's one of the popular choices. There are people who use Windows-based laptops with Adobe Premiere on as well, and both are fantastic. And again, once we've edited the piece, we're able to use again some bespoke software that we have to send that back. We've got various methods, and anyone who's able to edit on LumaFusion on an iPad or on the phone can use that method. There's the laptops with Mac, FCPX, or Windows with Premiere, and they're all very valuable parts of our production techniques within news.
But to be clear, no one is producing either a short, full-cut story or something of a long-form nature using a video editor on a small phone. We are moving to a bigger device to do that, and that's still as much an ergonomics thing, isn't it?
I think that it's ergonomics. The phone. I mean, there are people. I've done it. There are other colleagues of ours and other people within broadcasters who are editing on the device. I love the whole idea that we could edit on this one device and send it back. And I think time will tell that we will start to adopt that with various bits of kit to make that possible.
All right, let's talk about the gear. We basically got the camera, lights and sound all in one small space, really.
Yes, so that's exactly what we've got there. It's the full kit, the full MoJo Kit, everything you need to do anything that is possible with the kit that you've been assigned as a MoJo mobile journalist. So you can look at this and think there are some camcorders out there that can do the job of what's there, although the cost of it is more, and also the connected camera aspect of the applications that we have that can send material, go live, contribute to radio, TV, digital platforms, all off the phone, off that one phone kit. That's obviously the reason why we've built everything around the phone and not around a camcorder.
If you want to see the full versions of any of the stories that we've shown you on this episode, then please go to the BBC website and search for the story in question, and then you can watch the full film to your heart's content. And Mikey, you have something very important that you'd like to finish on, yeah?
Well, I just want to say I was lucky enough to be asked to contribute to Smart Filming 50th blog. Fantastic blogs for anyone who's interested in getting involved in filmmaking with mobile devices, storytelling as a MoJo, and in the 50th anniversary blog, it's all about 50 voices of phonography. I'm one of them, and basically ignoring me, the 50 people on there are absolutely fantastic to learn from and hear their experiences within the MoJo or mobile filmmaking community. So check that out. We'll put the details up there now, and also drop us a message on here. Let us know what you want to know about, learn about. Is there any particular bits of kit that you want to ask us about? Is it the sound gear that you want to know about, or the the lighting, whatever? Let us know, and we can talk about that next time.
We look forward to it. And if you want to reach out to us, you can see the Twitter handles on the screen right now. Goodbye until next time.